Sea of Stars might be the most important indie game ever released, because it's nothing less than the beginning for a change of the game industry. Let me explain. Every year there's an unstoppable flood of games, and we as gamers are in a lucky position to play something new every week, or hell, every day if we want to. But this flood of games also means more competition, and more competition means that it gets more difficult to stand out in this flood and sell a game. Indie games especially can have a hard time getting attention, since their development budgets are rather small compared to AAA developers. Gamers only have limited time and money, so they need to make choices, and with a high development budget comes a more present marketing for games, and this ultimately leads to more people buying these games. And quite honestly, that's the only reason these games sell that well. AAA titles are not generally better than indie games, and therefore sell more. It's only because of the intense marketing. It's basically a never-ending circle that makes rich companies even richer. Still, some indie games manage to create a massive hype. Sea of Stars and Hollow Knight Silksong are the best examples. People are so excited for these games that the hype is hardly distinguishable from that of some AAA games. I mean, let's be honest. When did you last hear people getting excited for the next FIFA or Call of Duty? Yes, they sell well, but the excitement for these games isn't that big. Meanwhile, I've even seen people calling Sea of Stars their game of the year, which is so cool considering all the amazing games that already came out in 2023. This is exactly what I meant at the beginning of the video. This is how Sea of Stars and Hollow Knight Silksong changed the game industry. The hype they create is so incredibly important because hype means excitement. This excitement people have for some games is what's needed to show what games are truly about. Emotions. And emotions are what differentiate games from each other. Emotions are what make video games a work of art. I don't want to say that Call of Duty, for example, doesn't have artistic aspirations, but what these multi-million-dollar companies mostly create are products rather than work of art. Their main goal is to make money, and they can only make a satisfying amount of money if they don't take any risks. The Kickstarter campaign for Sea of Stars was a huge success, making it one of the most anticipated indie games ever. And Hollow Knight Silksong is basically infamous for the level of hype it reached. I highlight these two games in particular because no other indie game managed to reach this level of anticipation before they were released. Sure, indie games like Outer Wilds, Undertale and Minecraft became extremely successful and are some of the best indie games ever. But they became popular after they were released. So the hype for Sea of Stars and Hollow Knight Silksong is quite unique. I think this is an important change in the industry because it proves that gamers still want to experience works of art and not just consume products. Art is what connects people and what you remember the most. And I think this is way more desirable than just playing one game after another. Of course, that does not mean that AAA games don't have a soul. There are tons of exceptions. And of course, I enjoy many AAA games that are also works of art. It's not my point to put AAA games in one box and indie games in another. My point is that Sea of Stars and Hollow Knight Silksong perfectly represent the desire to experience rather than consume and still make money. Sabotage Studios announced that Sea of Stars sold 250,000 copies in its first week, surpassing the expectations and annual goal of the development team. This is an incredible achievement and proof that developers can make money that way. I really hope this will change the approach to development in the whole industry, making emotions the most important aspect when creating a game. What are your thoughts on this, and what indie game are you most hyped for? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can help me create more videos like that by hitting like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.